The peculiarity of modern household electronics design is that these devices have a false round panel with fashionable accessories like control indicators and volume control switches. Almost all standard access of resistor controls have a round ribbed rod with a central aperture. Possibly this is the most cost-effective design, or maybe this creates a more secure connection with the inner bushings of the control switch. In any case, each one tries to make the device look better in a different way and using the available control accessories. Many of these are from the previous century and very good looking, but as we look through the available switches, we understand that they can't be matched to modern controls. We all know how bad these switches work. However, there is a solution. The first one is possibly the simplest one. You can make a bushing out of a heat shrink pipes using the so-called onion principle. First of all, we need to cut pipes of a particular length with diameters ranging from narrow to wide. Starting with the smallest diameter, we place the pieces onto the axis of the control. Then, using the heat shrink method, we feed them one over another, starting with the smallest. The next piece of a greater diameter is placed over the previous layer of heat shrink tube. Let it cool and harden a bit until it becomes rigid and the two tubes adhere to each other. Now we prepare the other layer. We repeat the process until we reach secure connection with the inner axis of the control switch. The next layer is placed over a finished axis and shrunk using a lighter. Now we let it cool a little. After cooling, with the help of scissors, we remove the ends of the pipes that are sticking out. Now we make a preliminary measurement of the inner switch axis diameter. Let it cool completely until it hardens. Now we have a good bushing for a control switch. An old handle for household radio electronics. The second variant requires a hot melt glue, a very old soldering bit that you don't need anymore, and motor oil. For the preliminary part, insert the old soldering bit. We can also use the hot glue gun, but it's up to your preferences. Then we take the control switch. Here you can use a vise if available. However, if the handle has a wide cavity, it can be placed on the table. Now we take a hot glue stick and heat the soldering bit to the temperature of 350–360 degrees. Gradually we heat up the glue and carefully let it evenly cover the walls of the inner diameter of the control switch bushing. We do it until the cavity is almost full. Then we put some motor oil into a vessel we have prepared for it. We dip the control switch axis into the oil . Once again, we heat up the glue, starting from the middle of the axis. Now insert the control axis. Try to do it at the very center. And now, while the glue is still hard, make the handle stand perpendicularly to the control switch. This will allow making visual adjustments correctly. And it will also help us get the whole perimeter perpendicular to the switch. We can try making this now while the glue is not yet hard. You will need 2-3 minutes for the glue to become hard. Now we see that the axis is inserted exactly at the center and is perpendicular to the plane of the control switch. We will let the glue harden completely. When the glue has hardened, we carefully remove the control. It's lubricated with oil and is easy to take out. The excess glue at the base of the switch can be removed by nippers or a scalpel. The bushing is ready. Now you can use this control switch for boring adjustment resistors. The third variant is the least practical. However, it is sometimes used. It involves drilling an existing plastic bushing. In this case, we need to use a drill, but the thin and soft material of the bushing very often cracks. Here you will need additional surface melting. This is why this option should be used as the last resort. The most practical are the bushings made according to methods 1 and 2. I'll repeat that the first one involves using heat shrink tubes and the second one uses melt glue. Both the first and the second variant are very practical and popular.